Hyperborea, one of the most fascinating mythical land, which was said to rival the mythical Atlantis. It was the home place of the gods and land for which the ancient Greek historians were extremely interested. Here are some fascinating points about Hyperborea that you should not miss out on. The inhabitants of the land of Hyperborea were a mythical race of giants. To the Greeks, these mighty beings inhabited a land beyond the north wind. Greek historians were convinced that Boreas, the god of the north wind, lived in a land called Thrace, and Hyperborea was a region that was located far to the north of Thrace. According to Pausanias, the land of the Hyperboreans, men were living beyond the home of Boreas. Hyperborea was identified with Britain first by Hecataeus of Abdera in the 4th century BC. Hecataeus of Abdera also described how the Hyperboreans constructed on their land a magnificent sacred precinct of Apollo and a notable temple adorned with many votive offerings and is spherical in shape. Curiously, some scholars have identified this temple with Stonehenge. There, the sun shines 24 hours a day. During the midnight sun time of the year, the sun remains visible at the local midnight. This description of Hyperborea has led some authors to suggest that Hyperborea may have been an area of land referred to in ancient times located somewhere within the Arctic Circle. According to Hyperborea's ancient accounts, the sun supposedly rose and set only once a year in Hyperborea. Certain esoteric belief systems and spiritual traditions suggest that Hyperborea was the terrestrial and celestial beginning of civilization. It was considered the original homeplace of the gods, and some authors even suggest it may have been the original Garden of Eden, the point where the earthly and heavenly planes meet. Despite Hyperborea's description appearing in Herodotus's histories, the Greek author recorded 3 earlier sources that supposedly mentioned the Hyperboreans, including Hesiod and Homer, the latter purportedly having written of Hyperborea in his lost work Epigone. The earliest source mentioning the mighty land of the Hyperboreans in detail appears in Herodotus's histories, which dates from circa 450 BC. Despite the fact that Hyperborea's exact location remained a profound mystery, many early authors suggested that the Hyperboreans lived somewhere in a land beyond the snowy Riphean Mountains. The exact location of the Riphean Mountains remains a mystery. Ancient Greek legends tell us that the Boreads, who were the descendants of Boreas, created the first theocratic monarchy in Hyperborea. This legend is well preserved in the work of Aelian, a Roman author and teacher of rhetoric. This god, Apollon, has as priests the sons of Boreas, North Wind, and Chiron, Snow, 3 in number, brothers by birth, and 6 cubits in height. The Boreads were believed to be giant kings, around 10 feet tall, who ruled Hyperborea. Other than being alleged giants, there aren't any other physical descriptions of the Hyperboreans.